Hello and welcome to Louise Singleton Creations. If you saw last week's video, you will have seen me unpacking my goodies from HTVRONT and making a St Patrick's Day cushion with some of the items. Well, this week I'm staying with the spring theme and making some Easter bunting for our cafe, once again using HTV from that package. But also, HTVRONT have asked me if I would like to offer something as a giveaway for my viewers. And that special something is the thing you saw me unpacking at the end of the unboxing in the last video. It is the vinyl storage rack, which was so good. I've got it hung up in my craft room and it houses so many rolls of vinyl. So that's not the one that you'll be getting. You will be getting a brand new one from HTVRONT if you win the giveaway. So stay tuned and I will tell you more about how to win the vinyl storage rack at the end of the video. But for now, let's get on with the Easter bunting. Right then, I knew I needed lots and lots of triangles in lots of different colours for my bunting, and I didn't really want to sit there cutting out all those triangles with scissors, so I used my Cricut and it couldn't have been easier. I'm using lightweight cotton and the cutting wheel on the Cricut Maker, and it cut like a dream, no problem at all. So I will definitely be using my Cricut Maker for fabric again. This was my first time and I was very impressed. After cutting the blue triangles, I repeated the process for all the other colours. There's 5 colours altogether to go with our cafe's colour scheme. For my Happy Easter text, I decided on the silver glitter HTV, and here I'm just sticking it down, shiny side down, onto the mat. And if there are any newbies watching, HTV stands for Heat Transfer Vinyl. I prepared my Happy Easter text in the Cricut design space, and when I went to make it, I made sure I'd pressed the mirror option. Whenever you're using anything that's like text or something that, could be the wrong way around if you don't press mirror, make sure you press the mirror option. Does that make sense? Anyway, yeah, that's what I did. On the material settings, I chose everyday iron-on, and that worked really well for this HTV. Sometimes you can, it's different with different brands. Sometimes you need to use the heat transfer vinyl option, but I find that for HTVRONT vinyls, the everyday iron-on works best. Once I'd made all the selections, I loaded my mat into my Cricut Maker and pressed go. I cut away the vinyl, which I didn't use, so that I could use that at a later date because we don't want to waste any of this lovely stuff. And then I used my weeding tool to get rid of all the excess vinyl from around the text. Right, so that was the text done, and there was still a lot of triangles which I wanted to decorate, and I decided to have Easter eggs on the other triangles. So I took out my kit of HTV from HTVRONT and had a look through for all the colours I wanted, and I found a really nice Easter egg design in the Design Space library, and I cut them out in all the different colours. And whilst I'm sorting through those colours, let me just tell you that HTVRONT have got a fabulous spring sale on at the moment. So if you would like to see all the special offers they have on, just check out the link in my video description and go along and have a look at all the HTV goodness they have there. So once I'd selected all the colours, I cut out all my Easter eggs in exactly the same way as before and weeded the excess vinyl off, but I will spare you from having to watch all that because it's just the same as before. Right before applying the heat transfer vinyl to my pieces of bunting, I decided I should really zigzag stitch around all the pieces of bunting. And oh my word. For some reason, I thought it would be a quick job. It took me absolutely ages because my sewing machine kept playing up. And yeah, I didn't film much of the sewing because, do you know what? I've never filmed myself using the sewing machine before, and it is so difficult to get the camera in a position where you can see what's happening. I don't know how people do it. I've seen videos where people film it so well, and I've got no idea how they manage it, but yeah. You get the gist, don't you? All I did was zigzag around every single piece. And then when it was all done, I did a little happy dance. I didn't film that either. So here's the bunting all finished and ready for the vinyl. And as you can see, it's all put together as well. I just zigzagged it onto a long piece of string. And so, yeah, I got all the eggs and the text and everything and just cut through the carrier sheet on all of them so everything was separated and ready to be heat pressed onto the vinyl. Onto the bunting. Right, so because HTV already has its sticky carrier film as part of it, you don't need to use transfer film like you would if you were just using adhesive vinyl on, projects. So it's a little bit different when you're using heat transfer vinyl. And it's nice and easy. You just stick it into place before heat pressing it. Once it was in position, I put it onto the tray of my HTVRONT auto press, covered it in the Teflon sheet, and then pressed it at 305 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 seconds. And because you're supposed to let it cool down before you peel off the carrier sheet, I continued adding the vinyl in the same way all along before removing the carrier sheet, and that way you're not sitting around waiting for it to cool. I thought, let's not waste time. I'll just do as many as I can and then just peel off the transfer film. And so as you can see, once it's cooled down, it peels off very, very easily. And it's actually quite satisfying, I've got to say. I think there was one that didn't work very well and I just put it under again and then it stuck down better. I don't know why that happened, but every other one of them was fine. It all stuck down beautifully. And so, as I said at the beginning, this is for our cafe, but at the time of filming, it's not actually Easter yet, and they're not going to be putting it up in the cafe just yet. So I had to try to get a little bit of filming done at home. So please ignore all the mess and clutter in my living room because that's where I had to film it. But you get the gist of how it looks, don't you? And yeah, it's pretty long, but I'm happy with it. So let's get on with the giveaway. I managed to find a spot in my craft room to hang my storage rack, and as you can see, because it's double-sided, I've probably got space to quadruple my collection of rolls of vinyl and HTV. So my collecting days are not over yet. So yeah, there it is. And let me tell you what you need to do to be in with a chance of winning. First of all, you will need to subscribe to this channel and to HTVRONT's YouTube channel also. The link will be in the description. Also, if you give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment explaining what you've used HTVRONT's vinyl for in the past, or if you've never used it, what you would like to do with it. So yeah, some comment relating to HTVRONT, and I will put the winner in a comment pinned at the top of this video when I do the random selection. So before you enter the competition, just check the top of the comments section and see if the giveaway is open or closed, because it will say there in block capital letters, so it's very clear whether it's open or closed. And yeah, good luck. I will see you again next week. Thank you for watching and bye for now.